ultimate flying wings of the Luftwaffe, it is the Messerschmitt P-1108. While the relatively conventional P-1107 had been Messerschmitt's chosen contender for the Langstrecken bomber requirement, the firm's design department had worked in parallel on a flying wing design, the P-1108, but despite the promise of better performance, the likelihood of long production delays meant it was never put forward. When the Americans overran the Messerschmitt design facility at Oberammergau in April 1945, they were interested to discover that one of the last projects worked on by the company involved designs for a large flying wing bomber. Most of the drawings were examined and copies were made before they were parceled up ready for shipping back to the United States. The French then arrived and collected as much data as they could relating to the project before loading it onto lorries bound for Paris. By the time a team representing the British Ministry of Aircraft Production, led by de Havilland Mosquito designer Richard Clarkson, arrived at Oberammergau on June 18, much of the data had gone. Nevertheless, Clarkson diligently set about gathering what information he could about Messerschmitt's end-of-war designs, including the P-1107 and P-1108. An interview with project leader Ludwig Boca on Saturday, June 23, proved to be particularly revealing. Clarkson wrote, "All the calculations on this project had been removed to Paris by the French. Only general arrangement drawings and her Bocau's memory were available. All figures quoted should therefore be regarded as approximate." In November 1944, Professor Messerschmitt suggested to the German government that it might be possible to carry 8,800 pounds of bombs for 4,350 miles range at 500 miles per hour with jets. The government were interested in the possibilities of the project for convoy raiding and strategic bombing of Russia. An analysis of a conventional layout with tail showed that with 4 Heinkel 011 engines of 2,860 pound thrust each, it might be possible to do 3,100 miles range with 8,800 pounds of bombs, but that a tailless layout had better promise of realizing the desired figures. A number of tailless layouts were examined between November 1944 and February 1945, and these were all available at the plant. In the meantime, the government decided that Messerschmitt had no available design and production capacity for tackling the job and gave it to Junkers and the Horten brothers. The latest of the Messerschmitt general arrangement drawings, therefore, does not represent the final solution. Herr Boca stated that the figures given corresponded to a range of 3,100 miles, and that the subsequent proposal was to load the airplane up to about 77,000 pounds to get the 4,350 miles range. Takeoff would be by rockets or catapult on a trolley, the airplane to be cruised throughout at its operational ceiling, which would be about 18,500 feet initially, and 29,533,000 feet finally, the undercarriage only being used for landing. He said that one of the key issues that had occupied the Messerschmitt team had been where to put the engine intakes, and what shape they should take. The best location of entry ducts was under discussion and undecided, i.e. whether above, below, or in the leading edge of the wing. Considerable wind tunneling would be needed. It was noted that, as with the P-1101 to 1111 fighters, the question of entry duct position and losses play a very important part in the settling of the layout. Some inconclusive tests, marred by engine and airplane variations, had been attempted on a Me-262 to get information on the effect of entry duct length on losses. Wing section, not laminar flow. Messerschmitts have no time for making accurate laminar flow wings in wartime, and in any case their value at high Mach number is doubtful, and furthermore the presence of leading-edge slots renders them ineffective. The P-1108 was to have metal wings, but the option of using wood for the section outboard of the engines had been investigated and was thought to be a promising development, cheaper than the metal wing. Some highly unusual configurations had been examined, some of which are unknown today.